roughly American stock market opened and lost roughly $2 trillion in just the first 15 minutes. Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency in the world, shed more than 10% of its value in a single day. And Donald Trump was quick to speak up and blame this on the Democratic administration.
Of course, there is a massive market downturn. Kamala is even worse than Crooked Joe. Markets will never accept the radical left lunatic that destroyed San Francisco and California as a whole. Next move, the Great Depression of 2024. You can't play games with markets. Kamala, crash.
Major fears that have investors selling off stocks. Now, there's a concern of the United States slipping into a market recession. Goldman Sachs predicted that there's a 1 in 4 chance of the United States going directly into a recession in the next 4 months. And on top of that, we've seen a rise in unemployment, and the amount of new jobs created in July was not what was expected. Now, many are also concerned that the Federal Reserve Bank has not stepped in and adjusted interest rates and acted accordingly in order to stabilize the market. Economists do not expect the market to continue crashing, but they don't expect a quick recovery either. A quick bounce back is unlikely from what we are being told. The U.S. big tech sector and the ongoing tensions in the Middle East, all of that is spelling significant losses on the markets. A lot of anxiety on the part of investors at this time, not just in the United States, but also around the world.
But according to predictions by economists, this comes amid the probability of the American economy slipping into a recession, as the U.S. economy may be in worse shape than expected. And that is due to a lot of things. One of them is, of course, the high interest rate, as well as the unemployment rate. And that one has risen to a little over 4% since October of 2021. Now, it's also been reported that worries are growing as the Federal Reserve's much anticipated cuts that were coming in September may not be sufficient enough to counterbalance the ongoing high interest rates. Now, on top of that, the profits that are coming from tech companies as well are underwhelming, which has worsened the situation. And because of the upcoming U.S. elections, investors are a little uncertain about the situation. But Donald Trump blames the Biden administration, and he says that both Biden and Harris, quote, don't understand anything. But here's Kamala Harris, the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party, and her plans to combat inflation.
Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities that bread costs more, that gas costs more. So it is something that we take very seriously, very seriously. So it's a big issue, and we take it seriously.
So no plan at all from Kamala Harris, as we've just heard. And it's really no wonder why U.S. investors are worried about the situation.
But investors across the world, particularly those who have invested heavily in the U.S., who are reliant on American markets. When America sneezes, the world gets a cold. But that can affect some areas more than others, right?
Yeah.